Hello, this is Billy Core from the Nostalgia Mall, and Happy New Year to everyone. This is the first regular video of the year, and we're going to start 2024 off with a little experiment. Last year I did a video about this Lenovo ThinkCentre Tiny. It's kind of a thin client, but I don't think it's officially called a thin client. It's a Haswell era Intel Core i5, and here's the rear I/O. It's a very capable computer for how little it is. And so what I would like to do is I'd like to turn this into a tiny little Windows XP computer. I'm going to see if we can make that a reality. I've been using this as a Batocera box for game emulation, but hooked up to my main TV, but I just haven't really used it. So this might be a little bit more of an appropriate use. Yes, I know a newer OS than Windows XP would be more appropriate for this little thing, but I've already got enough. I've already got newer computers than this running Windows 10 and 11, so having this running something like that is just not necessary. There's really no reason to be taking this apart. The hardware that's in here is what I plan to use, but I just want to show what the inside looks like. You see there's not much to it. I've got a 120 gig SSD and some memory. It's either 4 gigs or 8 gigs of DDR3. And there's our Core i5 sitting under there. We also have built-in Wi-Fi, but I do have an Ethernet cable I will be using with this. Okay, I think we're ready to roll. I've got a keyboard, mouse, network, and monitor hooked up to it. And since this doesn't have a built-in optical drive for very obvious reasons, we're going to be installing XP from a flash drive using Easy to Boot. And you know what would make it even easier to boot? Is if I plugged it in. Now let's try to turn it on. There we go. Obviously a very quiet machine. I think it's going to boot into Batocera. Yep. Wasn't ready for that yet. Ooh, this could be a problem. I just noticed there's no audio out on it except for the headphone jack on the front. I guess it's expecting us to use the display port instead. But there's Batocera, which we are going to be getting rid of. Okay, F12. Kingston Data Traveler, there we go. This is exactly what we need. Another reason I'm making this into an XP machine is I just want an XP machine that's a little bit smaller than my big honkin' Windows XP desktop over here that I use. Be nice to have something a little bit smaller just for space consolidation. I'll save the big towers for 9X and below. Okay. And I am actually going to go with plain old Service Pack 3 this time, because I've been hearing recommendations from people that the unofficial Service Pack 4 is not the best way to go. So we will give that a try and just maybe use Legacy Update to get all the updates it needs. Load XP into memory. Sure, why not? And this system was way overkill for XP, but I'm confident that we will find drivers for this computer. Thanks to Snappy Driver Installer, it's always a miracle worker for these little computers. Okay, we're almost there. I'll unplug that for now so it doesn't detect that is the C. What the? Maybe I unplugged it too quick. That wasn't supposed to happen. That seems to be a theme of my videos lately. That wasn't supposed to happen. That's going to be my new catchphrase, it looks like. That wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, it's a very long story to explain how I got to this point. And I don't really feel like going through it. I tried all kinds of different weird, obscure methods of getting here, but I finally found something. I think it just didn't like the ISO. I switched to a different one, and it seems to be working fine now. So that was a XP installation I was testing earlier. It didn't really work out, so there we go with the SATA controller driver and everything. That is how we want it. And let me tell you, this system is going to fly with XP. This is probably going to be the most powerful XP computer I've ever had, and most of the power will probably go unused. But I just love the form factor and the compatibility it has, so you can't really complain. So I'm just going to copy some files over. Okay, headed into the GUI portion of setup. We've seen this so many times over the years, but it doesn't really get tiring. I think you would agree. XP is a good operating system. It's always fun to install, so we'll let it do its thing. Okay, we are officially installed, and so I'm going to go ahead and get the Snappy Driver installer going. This is the key to getting a newer system like this to play right with Windows XP. Oh, I didn't know this had a Bluetooth module in it. So we'll just take, I reckon, everything. Except the mouse. Okay, this will take a few minutes. Okay, all the drivers installed except for the Bluetooth driver. For some reason, I could not get any of those Bluetooth drivers to work, but I guess it's no big deal. I highly doubt I'm going to be using Bluetooth on here anyway. And we do have sound from the built-in speaker, which I'm probably not going to use. I'm unfortunately going to have to plug my speakers or sound bar on this monitor into the front headphone jack because there's no rear speaker jack on here, so that's kind of annoying, and that'll look kind of tacky, but maybe I can get a USB sound card to make it look a little less obnoxious. There's our system properties, device manager, and you can see the Bluetooth isn't working. But everything else is. And I do have a USB DVD drive I can use with this computer. Yeah, looking good for the most part. Yeah, that was the error I was getting earlier, so I don't know what's going on with the Bluetooth, but it's something I'm not really worried about. Okay, Bluetooth issue solved. Some kind of generic driver, but hey, at least it makes the device manager look better. So, unplug my USB drive. Let's get some updates going on here. Let's go to legacyupdate.net, I believe it is. And it is. And we'll install it. We'll wait. Don't know if we'll have that issue or not. I'll skip that. Okay, it looks like it did work, so that's very good. Now this part usually takes a while, so we better just let it sit and rot for a little bit. Oh, look at all these updates. Whole bunch of them. And we'll go ahead and add some of these too. I don't like that Windows search bar that came later on these things. Okay, it's going to take an hour and 13 minutes, so we just got to have some patience here, folks. Okay, it's a day later, and I've got most, if not everything, installed on here that I was wanting to put on here, including drivers, software, and games. So let's go ahead and fire it up. I've also got my USB DVD drive hooked up to it. My cat has the zoomies. And this is a super quick Windows XP boot. Look at that. Of course, we still got to wait for everything else to load in the OS once it boots up. Again, I hate that I have to plug the speakers into the front headphone jack. Looks kind of ugly looking, but that's just me. I have a USB sound card still at my parents' house that I might hook up to this at some point, just to make things a little tidier. Plus, it's a cool sound card. It's a Sound Blaster Live 24-bit external that I bought new at the very end of 2004, so might be a good match for the system. Okay, I think we're pretty much all booted up. See, I got desktop populated with some games and icons and shortcuts, all that good stuff. We got a fuller start menu and got something on here I haven't used in ages because I just never really had a reason to, and it was hard to activate. And that's the Microsoft Plus Digital Media Edition. Michael MJD just did a video about this recently. Why did it go away? Well, at least she's still dancing to total silence and then just vanishes because someone probably went back in time and prevented her birth. Well, that's kind of dark. Let's see if we can bring her back up. Music from The Incredible Machine. But I think we need Windows Media Player for this. She's still not showing up. Maybe it has to be a WMA file. There we go. We'll make them dance anyway. And we'll switch it to my favorite visual scheme from the Microsoft XP Plus pack. Munch's Kingdom, or Munch's Odyssey, I mean. Game I've never actually played, but I always liked this little animation that came with the Plus pack. Okay, y'all can stop dancing now. Get out of here. Alright, if you hear a bird chirping in the background, that's just my cat playing with a toy. So let's try a game out. I've got a ISO loader on here, Demian Tools. And we'll try it out with GTA Vice City with the Back to the Future add-on pack, the older version. Audio has a kind of an echoey sound to it. That's unique. But we'll turn the resolution up as high as it can go. Oh, what in the world? I have never seen this happen before. What on earth? Yeah, I think I see the issue. It's supposed to be 1280 by 1024, not 1024 by 1280. There we go. That's better. Alright, let's start a new game. And these are Haswell era Intel graphics. I know it's not a nice NVIDIA card or anything, but you know what? This is still good for XP era stuff. I mean, videos from like 2014 that should be more than capable of playing stuff I want. Controls are a little different than I'm used to for some reason. Okay, here's Marty McFly's Toyota Hilux. Now we need to go find ourselves a DeLorean. I'm too much of a pacifist for this game. I like to just get my own and not steal it from someone else. Kind of like Hank Hill playing that propane game that was supposed to be like GTA. I just stabbed a parking attendant. Where's the button to turn myself in? I think they even have a Back to the Future mod now for GTA 5, but I don't have GTA 5, but I might buy a copy of it someday just to give that a try, because I'm curious. Here's a DeLorean we can use. transform it into a time machine. This is the one from part 1, meaning we have to power it with some plutonium, which we will go get. Yeah, this game seems to be running beautifully on here. Really not surprised. This is a way overpowered computer for Windows XP. But it's so tiny and compact, and I really don't need much for a Windows XP computer anyway. I think this will suit me perfect. And plus, it makes things more unique. Anyone can use a good old mini tower Windows XP box. But this is a ThinkCentre Tiny. It's just a lot cooler. So let's load our plutonium. Time circuit's on, and today's date is October 26th of 2008. This was right before I did my first Packard Bell video. But let's set it to today's date. That's January... Yes, it's January. January 2nd. 2024, and we'll set it to midnight. Well, let's get out of here and head to present day. Ah, Libyans! They didn't like my used pinball machine parts. On a good straightaway to get to 88 miles an hour. And that was the Libyans blowing up. Alright, we're now in the future. Well, actually, present day. Let's head over back to the garage. Because now that we're at a post-2010 year, we can change this into the Part 2 version with Mr. Fusion and flying capabilities. This is my preferred DeLorean version. And we'll fly away. I'll play some more of this later. Alright, I guess that'll just about do it for this video. By the way, I forgot to mention this ThinkCentre also has built-in Wi-Fi, which I might be using just to save a Ethernet cable, because Ethernet ports are getting a little hard to come by in here now with all the stuff I have hooked up, so Wi-Fi may be a little bit beneficial for this computer. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video of the ThinkCentre Tiny running Windows XP, and we'll see you again here next week. And until then, this is Billy Core signing off. Thank you for visiting the Nostalgia Mall. If you liked what you saw, please like, subscribe, and follow me on Facebook and X. You may also support me on Patreon if you'd like. Until next time, this is Billy Core signing off.